my YouTube channel, where I'll be documenting my cross-country trip to Pennsylvania. This is the final video in my series on the truck build. I have a few modifications that I'd like to introduce to you. Okay, starting off with a picture of it folded up on the back of the truck. You can see how it's just nice and rounded there. It's not perfect. It uses bungee cords to secure it in place. There's a flap that's extra that you'll see in another picture that wraps around it to give it some protection. Now the next picture is of the awning fully deployed. You can see the different components. You have the frame up top and the tarp inside with the bungee cords, and then the painter poles that I use just bungee to them so they're flexible. They can move any way. I can as you see, it's mounted off the tailgate, but I can also drop that down to the ground, and it gives it a nice secure foundation. And I can prop it up however I like. Now, what happens is this telescopes back into the rack. It's 1/2 inch pipe as the frame and 3/4 as the telescoping foundation for it. That 3/4 is mounted to the truck roof rack, and it just slides right into that and folds up neatly as you go. In this next slide, you'll see that how it's folding there, and you can see the flap laying down, and then you can also see the painter poles hanging down as I fold it together when I put it away. And then I just take those painter poles and move them up and take the rest of the tarp and wrap it around to where you have it, bungee cord it, and it's done. But for the last step to secure it so it doesn't slide out while I'm driving is to use these cotter pins. You can see how I insert it there. I just drilled it through, and the cotter pin just goes right through and secures to the other side. And then you can see in this slide the picture of the hole and then where the cotter pin goes in. And that's it. Simple design. It's quick and easy to deploy and secure, and I'm pretty happy with it. After using this rack for a year and just realizing how bulky and cumbersome it is and difficult to store, I decided to go ahead and redesign and make a better frame that didn't rest on the wheels but rested on the actual structure of the bike, the frame. So this next section is all about that. Okay, so this is the design drawing that I made for my e-scooter rack. At the top, you can see a depiction of the frame. And what I've done is I've designed the conduit to sit up into the frame next to the battery box. So it supports it all on the frame from front to back, with a back hinge that's a little bit longer to accommodate the widening of the frame. The lower section of this drawing is the frame penciled out in order to figure out how many parts I would need and what design it would take. It turned out that the lower corner wasn't necessary. It was over-engineered. But as you'll see, this next photo, it turned out pretty good. I went ahead and modified this photograph and removed all the background so you can just see the frame itself, how it ended up. Now, the next step is to mount it to the 2-inch hitch bar, so that's where we'll go next. Before I came up with the design for mounting the frame to the crossbar, the receiver bar, I had to balance the frame on the bar, and so I strapped it all together and took it out to the truck, put the receiver bar into the hitch, and set the frame with the scooter up on top until it was balanced out, and then went ahead and marked it so that I could go ahead and install the frame, the mount. Now this is a drawing I made of the hitch mount. I'm going to mount on top of that the frame that the bike sits into. This will go into the truck's receiver, and in order to give it some structural integrity, I decided to add 2-inch angle iron on either side of the bar and bolt that down in the old holes. Here you can see the frame sitting on top of the mount, getting ready to be drilled out and bolted down using U-bolts. Here's the e-scooter frame and mount coming out of the receiver hitch, plain without the e-scooter. And then here is a few pictures of the scooter installed on it, strapped down and well balanced and good to go. To reinforce this bottom rack there, I'm going to go ahead and put this 1/2-inch conduit, cut it down to size, and insert it in the end. Let's take a look at how that goes. Okay, so put about 10 wraps on that. It's already tight, so it's already been bending. This 1/2-inch conduit will give it reinforcement. And now that it's in there, we'll go ahead and put the cap back on. And there it is, reinforced. Now to do the backside. One bonus is that from doing the new design is having that rack available for the top of the vehicle to throw more storage, some firewood, chairs, whatever can be stored outside can go in that rack, and it has reflectors, so it's looking good. Well, that's it for this video. I just want to thank you for watching, and I hope you follow along as I travel across the United States. I'll be leaving next week, so the next video should be from on the road. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Happy trails.